God sent this to you today because people have maybe been draining you lately, especially with the holidays being around. Maybe it's been family, maybe it's been friends, maybe it's been work, and people have been draining you and you don't understand why. Why are these people draining you? And so a term that my mom likes to use is energy vampires. They're like energy vampires. And after this video, you will never think of anybody draining you the same way again. So these energy vampires are actually emotional trainers. That's another version my mom says. My mom calls them energy vampires and ETs. So they are sent into our life to train us with our emotions. Even if you think negatively about them or you're upset of whatever they're saying, you're triggered, whatever, they are actually meant to be in your life on purpose to strengthen your emotions so that you're no longer living in a reactive state, you're living in a responsive state, knowing that they are a test for you to pass. And once you pass that test, then you will no longer have to have those people in your life anymore. But God will continuously bring them into your life until you get over the hurdle, until you stop letting people control your emotions and you start stepping into controlling them how Jesus would. Control your emotions like Jesus would. How would Jesus respond? How would Jesus respond in a situation? That's what you have to transform your mind into. And then you will no longer see the negative family members. They'll either be taken out of your life or their mindsets will be transformed. Their mindsets will be renewed. Their lives will be renewed. Your example will be what shifts them. And that is how you shift your entire reality, is when you let responding the way that Jesus would, and then telling yourself, you have to look at it like this. A lot of these people first are a test, which is exciting, which means after you start to respond like Jesus would, or even just sometimes like just pouring into them, speaking life, that is how you transmute people. So when somebody wants to be negative, think of something, and it's not in a people-pleasing way. It's just like, you know what? Remember that one time when I was a kid and you took me to that one place, like, that completely transformed my mind. That was one of the best memories I've ever had, if it's with family, or, I really admire you for the way you do X, Y, and Z. Thank you so much for that. And then leave and redirect the conversation. You have to take that energy back. And how you do is through not reacting. It's through responding. Through responding in the way that you would want them to respond, you have to respond first. And then also knowing, forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing. Because most of these people that are being sent into your reality to test you, you're also a test for them. Are they going to respond differently, right? So you have to understand that a lot of these people, they don't understand what you understand, and you have to forgive them for that. And you have to embody what you would like to see in your life. You have to be that version that you want to attract before it comes into your reality, before you pass the test. So an example, let's say you have a family member who is very triggered by your thinking, and they want, to make you think that they're right? That's one of the biggest things, is people want to be right? You want to be right, maybe they want to be right. So then you're battling for both of you guys being right. And you have to choose to let that go. You don't have to be right. You're not there to argue with them. You're there to embody what Jesus would do. You're there to embody how Jesus would be, which is unconditional love. And be like, okay, that's totally chill that you think that way. Like, totally chill, like, love that for you. And I see your perspective on that. And leave. Go. Just be like, love that for you. Great. Love that. I'm going to go, I got to go grab a coffee, or I got to go make a call, or I got to go cut the turkey or whatever. And then you do that and boom, you drain it. You pass the test. But you will continuously attract people that are negative and making you think that, there's something going on, or something wrong, or whatever. Okay, or you're not right, okay, or you're a Looney Tune, okay. You will continuously attract them until you transmute them, until you respond like Jesus would. And that's with unconditional love. That's with speaking life over them. That's through not judging. That's through forgiving them. And then get ready for an amazing holiday season, when you understand that it's all a test to strengthen you so that your emotions are balanced and you're not all over the place. That is one of the key things. We can't react. You have to respond. Be like, well, what would Jesus do? Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing. What would Jesus do? Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing. What would Jesus do? Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing.